So if anybody is online, can you please let me know if my camera is turned sideways or if it looks okay? Let me know, please. Thank you. Hi, Kelly. Is my camera the right way? Is it, or is it sideways? It's okay? And is the mat, can you see the mat all right? Hi, Maria. It's perfect, perfect. Okay, good. Because I've been having trouble lately and it has been not turned the right way. So it's all good now? Good morning, Maria. Perfect, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so we'll start in a couple minutes then, and we'll just wait for a couple more people to show up, and we'll begin. Yeah. Perfect. So just an announcement. There's a Kirtan today at 4 o'clock. I'll be broadcasting it live from Om Bud's Kirtan. So Andrew and I will be doing that this afternoon. So if you're not busy, then come join us and tune in whenever or however long you want. It'll be 4 to 5:30. So hope to see you there. Good morning, Galina. Nice to see you. All right. Okay, so we're going to get started, I think. Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you. So, all right. So we're going to start now. All right. Okay. So let's start seated, tall and supremely still. Close your eyes. Begin the journey inward. Yoga is not for those who eat too much, nor for those who eat too little. It is not for those who sleep too much, nor for those who sleep too little. For those who are moderate in all their activity, yoga puts an end to all sorrows. So just practice equanimity in our practice, and when we have that constant state and just see everything, see sameness in everything, then that is when we attain that steady state of contentment. No matter what situation we're in, we always find a way to be unaffected by the circumstances that bring about pain and suffering. So let's seal that intention with the sound of Om 3 times. Imagine you're everywhere. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your mind in God alone. God will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. So we're going to do a mantra now called Rama Bolo. Rama is the male embodiment of perfection. And then there's Hanuman, which is the embodiment of courage, and Sita, who is the female embodiment of perfection. All these embodiments, or all these deities, represent something different. And even if you don't believe in the deities, you can just think, tap into the consciousness that they represent, or the traits that they represent. So calm response. Together. All beings everywhere, be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses, and be nourished through our bodies. So now let's do the physical practice. Let's come to standing. We'll start off with some warm-ups. Oh, we're going to start off with charged breathing. Bring the feet about 10 inches apart. Bring the arms up high with the palms facing in like a V. As I count to 8, you're imagining you bring the earth's energy right up through the body, right up to the fingertips. We hold the breath for a count to 6, where the attention is at the fingertips. Exhale all the way back down to the feet. Imagine the whole body being flushed with that charge. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding the breath and the attention at the fingertips. 5, 6. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, bring the energy up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding at the fingertips, all the attention there. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Bring the energy up. Inhale. Holding at the fingertips, the breath and the attention. Exhale, feel the flush descending all the way down throughout the body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring the arms down now and let's begin the exercises. Roll the head in circles. Feel as though the head are very heavy. Moving in a way that keeps the mind in its ever meditative, calm, observing state. Pretend you're the witness. And then roll the head in the other direction. Move in a way that does not bring pain to the body or distress to the mind. Work again on sameness. Roll the shoulders back. Sameness in the sense that all the poses deliver equal but meaningful benefits, whatever they may be. And then take the arms into the movement as well. Imagine your shoulder blades as the wings of the heart. And then roll the shoulders forward. Just the shoulders, make them as large as possible. Start to notice all the sensations rippling up and down the spine. Good. Now reach the arms up. Throw the body down on an exhale. Big release. One more. Just stay down. Just allow the body, just stop shaking around. Place hands down in front of the feet. Lift the heels, come down into a squat. Inhale, lift the seat up, straighten the legs. Exhale, drop back down. Up, down. Inhale, up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. One more, up and down. Lift the seat up and rock back. Shift your weight onto your heels so your toes can lift up. Spread the toes wide and then just bend your knees. You can bring your chest on your thighs. Use your body to press into your legs and pull the seat back. Imagine trying to bring the seat to the ground behind you. Walk your hands further forward if you like. Come onto the fingertips. And then rock forward again, bring the toes back onto the ground. Keeping the head heavy, roll your way up. When the shoulders come up, the head can come up. Good. Just shake the wrists, fling the hands from side to side very rapidly. So the fingers are like a blur, they're moving so fast, can't even see them. And up and down. Good. Now take the arms down, feel them heavy, and then just swing from side to side. Allow the arms to hit the body. Just throw the arms around the body, and maybe move a little bit faster. Move according to your condition. Move a little bit faster, and move as fast as you can. And then start to slow it down again. Arms draping heavily, and then come back to stand still. Good. So now we're going to do the sun salutations. Move to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart center. Close the eyes. Remember that better than practice, and even better than meditation, is to renounce all the fruits of your actions. Do the practice because it must be done as a divine duty to all beings. So as move together as one is staying and collect the mind and transmitting all our benefits to all those, everyone, all beings everywhere. Reach the arms up over the head. Fold the body down onto the legs. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring your hands flat on the ground, chest on your thighs. Then move the right foot back into a deep lunge. Lower the knees, sink down through the seat. Come into high plank. Immediately lower down knees, chest and chin. Turn your fingers out a little bit so the elbows come in towards the body. Chest is a little bit behind the hands. Pull with the hands. Drag the body between the hands, coming up into cobra. Head back, chest forward. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Right foot steps forward to the hands. If that's difficult, lower the back knee down. If your foot doesn't make it all the way, just slide it forward with the right hand. Drop the seat down again. Feet together, pull the body against the legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing, stretch the front of the body. Bring the hands back to the heart. Reach up and back, hips forward, come down gracefully over the legs. Left foot back this time, leading into the lunge. Come into plank. Lower down knees, chest and chin. Move according to the condition of the body. Move in a way that's comfortable for the body. Take the head up and back. Roll over the toes. Left foot forward. Right foot follows. Press the body against the legs, head down. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. Reach up and back. Go down. Don't worry too much about the breath. Move the body in a way that allows the breath to remain constant. Right foot is back into plank. And then at the same time, just use the breath as an internal metronome, so to speak. So it delivers some sense of rhythm and fluidity to the movements. Right foot steps forward to the hands. Back foot moves in, right beside, fold the body down. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. Reach up again. Go down. Now be the witness. Watch the body moving. Left foot back. Watch the mind reactions and the emotions as well. You're not the body, nor the mind, nor the emotions. Glide forward into the cobra. Roll back over the toes, downward facing dog. Left foot steps quietly forward. Feet together. Bow to the legs. Come up. Hands back to the heart. Reach up again. Just express humbleness in all the movements. Right foot back. Think of everything that you do as an offering. So you're giving the best that you can, so that all beings benefit to the full extent. Roll over the toes back into downward facing dog. Right foot now moves forward. Left foot joins. Bow humbly, head down. Come right back up, standing salute. Return home. Left side, arch back if you feel comfortable. And come back down over the legs. Left foot into plank. Down we go. We glide forward between the arms smoothly into cobra. Retreat, downward facing dog. Left foot steps to the hands. Right foot joins. Come up. Hands back to the heart. Rise gracefully and fall forward. Right foot back into the plank. Lower. Come forward and up again. And take it back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Right foot steps. Left foot. Come up. Return home. And up again. Go down. As you feel warmer, explore your range of motion a little bit more. Left foot steps into plank. Lower down. Always just try to come to the comfortable edge and keep challenging yourself to come to that comfortable edge without pain, without aggressiveness. And then you will eventually move past your edge and define in your way. Come up. Return home. Let's do one more cycle. Keep moving together. Imagine moving together with all beings, all yogis, to deliver love and support to all beings. Come down. Glide. And pull back. Right foot forward. Keep watching the body moving. Feel its power, feel its grace. Bury your mind deep in the heart and watch the body move with even more power and grace. And left side. Go down. Left foot leads. Keep moving. Like you're doing a dance. Connect the movements seamlessly. Left foot forward again. Right foot joins, bow down. Come all the way up. Bring the hands back to the heart. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, move all fatigue. Good. Now, remove all expectations as well and all attachments to the results. Just do your best and just move through the practice without judgment, without concern. Keep the mind always in that same undisturbed state. Hinge forward at the hips. Bend the knees, you can bring your chest on your thighs. So your chest, your armpits are right by the knees, and then lift up your heels, step on your fingers. And then pull your body close. If you need to keep your knees bent so that your body doesn't detach from the legs, and keep them bent. Otherwise, if you can, use your body to push the legs further back. And keep on sinking the chest further down as though you're trying to get beyond the knees. Imagine the top of the head touching the tops of the feet. You're flexible, your legs are straight, your seat is over the heels. Rest your forehead against the shins. And then lift up. Walk your hands forward in front of the feet, lift the heels, shift your weight forward so you can bring your shins onto the backs of the arms. Your knees are right in the underarms. Push into your hands and you can either stay there with your toes connected to the ground or lift the feet up off the ground, Bakasana, or lower Kakasana, crow pose. Bend your elbows so that your arms are like a shelf for the legs to sit on. Find the steadiness, gaze at a point in front, a little bit in front of you. From here, if you know the exit to Chaturanga, go ahead. So you press into your hands and just extend the legs back. Lower down onto the belly. Flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up halfway and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. Slide the forearms forward. Press the forearms firmly into the mat. Press the hips and the legs down. Anchor down like you're being encased in stone. Then bring the chest forward, further forward away from the seat with each passing breath. Exhale, keep feeling heavy through the lower body and the arms and the shoulders. Be like a statue made of stone. Then push into the hands, lift the elbows up off the mat, curve the spine. Lift the chin, open up the front of the chest. You can stay here if you want. Walk your hands one hand's length closer. Pull the shoulders back so the chest is wide. Imagine you're trying to get your body to fold in half at the hips. So your head is coming eventually over the seat. Move your hands closer, depending again on your condition. Keep your elbows bent, your chest. Imagine trying to get it flat and level to the ground. Facing up. One more time, perhaps bring your hands even closer. Extend back through the top of the head. Good. Now tuck the chin in, bend the toes under, right back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, exhale, soften through the heart, bounce to the chest a little bit, trying to get the arms closer to the ground. The head is below the arms as well. If you have the flexibility, just allow the top of the head to rest on the ground. Pull the belly towards the thighs. Couple more breaths. Push into your hands as if you're pushing the floor away. Get more extension. Make sure the arms are fully extended. And from here, pass the left foot forward between the hands, landing it softly. Lower the back knee down, flatten out the toe. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, drop the seat all the way forward. Bring your hands on the front knee. Inhale, rise up through the heart. Exhale, allow the shoulders to fall back, the head to drop back. So imagine gravity doing its work, just pulling the shoulders down and back so the back just, the front of the body opens up a little bit more. If you want, you can bring your fingertips on the ground beside the seat if your hips are low to the ground. And you can practice bring the right foot up. Maybe the foot will find its head. And maybe you can rest your foot in your head, if your head in your foot, depending where you're at. If you have good balance, bring the arms up over the head towards the sky. Move according to your condition. These are all options, different levels of practitioners. Explore your poses. Now bring the right foot back down. Inhale, pull the arms up if they were not already. The elbows are right by the ears, arms are straight. Rock the shoulders up and down, back and forth. See you can get the arms behind the ears and pull the arms back. Use your arms to pull the torso further back the hips. Imagine you're trying to get the big fingertips over the back toe, crescent moon. Picture in your mind, allow the body, the breath to take you to the extent that you can. Keep extending and lengthening. Curl the tail under. No compression, lower back. Lift the heart up, away from the seat. Break the pose, leap through the heart, come back up. Press into the front knee to bring the body upright. Left foot moves in underneath the left knee. Open up to the right. Sukha Virabhadrasana, arms level to the ground. Strong through this pose, just like the warrior. And then from here, Sukha Trikonasana, left hand down, right arm up. Pull the right arm all the way back. Those you want to take a bind, you lower down a little bit. So your shoulder is a little bit lower than the knee. And then you might be able to take your left arm all the way underneath the leg, the right arm around the back, behind the back, and just clasp your fingers together, close to the seat, beside the seat, behind the thigh. Or take hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Can't make it there, just bring your hands just in between the body and the thigh. Press your hand into your thigh. Right shoulder moves back. One more breath. Pull the right hip and the right shoulder back. And then come back. Again, the exhale back into Sukha Virabhadrasana. Turn towards the front, right arm up, bend the toes under on the right foot. Going to the outside now. Dive down with the elbow, taking the elbow to the outside of the thigh. And from here, left hand presses into the right. Push into the hands so the body comes up higher. And then continue push against the thigh as you pull the left shoulder back. Try to get the chest to look up. So from here, you just try to pull the left hip back, extend the head forward so the body's flat, and you just try to turn your body so much that eventually the whole chest and the face are looking up. If you have a bind, those who know how to get into the bind, go ahead. Bring the elbow down in the space below the knee. Move your hips back so you can snake your arm through. Left arm comes over the back and you join the hands again. And then you see if you can tug at the wrist or the fingers to get you deeper into the twist. Move according to your condition. Coming all the way back around, easy warrior two. From here, we're going to sink forward into the seat, flatten out the toes. Exalted warrior, easy version. So just allow the right hand to slide towards the right foot, left arm over the head, and just turn the chest up, lengthen both sides of the body. Sink deeply through the seat, bring it close to the front heel. Inhale, come back to warrior two. I'm going to do this, turn the other way so you can see Kuntasana, spear pose. So from here, you allow your seat again, stay forward with your seat, pick up the right foot. Lots of different options. You can hold the foot if it's, this is where you're at, just hold it there. Eventually, see if you can bring it in towards your hip. So if you can get your foot close to the hip, bring the foot a little bit in front of the body, reach across with your left hand so you can take hold of the foot in your left hand. Extend the right arm. Kuntasana. This is why your seat has to be low to keep your balance. If you're quite advanced and you have the flexibility, push down on the foot, tuck it underneath the ribs, and then you can release both hands. Right, getting ready to break the pose. Take the right foot down, turn forward, hips and shoulders are facing forward, left foot in front, move the left foot out a little bit so that it stays close to the body. And then just rock back and forth, pushing off the roots of your toes, trying to get the hips to come down close to the ground. Concentrate on the hip area to try to get it to drop. Eventually lower the knee down, flatten out the toe, and just rest in the pose. Continue to pull the chest forward. If you're flexible, come down on the forearms. If your shoulders lower the knee, you'll be able to do this. And then eventually try to get your chest on the ground. Curl the left side seat under. Make sure the knee doesn't fall away from the body. Move the foot a little bit further out so that the knee stays over the foot. Telescope the chest forward. Next few breaths, extend the right toes back. Exhale again. Feel as though there's a big weight resting right on top of your seat, flattening out the body. The lower body eventually moves, heaviness moves into the upper body as well. Come out of the pose, come back onto the hands. Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. Pull the hips back. So if the hips are over the knee, lift the toes up off the ground and settle your chest. Allow your chest to rest on your thigh. Bend your knee if you need to. Reset the shoulders, curl the tail under, exhale. Allow the weight of the body to rest on the leg to provide more release. One more breath, extend the hips back. Reach the chest forward to get the body, the spine as long as possible. Exhale, melt onto the leg. Inhale, come up halfway. Move the hips forward and then heel toe the left foot in, coming into pigeon pose. Left thigh is on the ground in line with the left hip. Right toes extend back. Place the fingertips on either side of the hips. Inhale, get as long as possible. Rise up through the hips. Rise up through the torso, through the chest, and keep the body long as you move forward into prone pigeon. Keep the left side of the seat firmly rooted. Come down as is good for you. So you might stay higher, or come down on the forearms. You can stack your fists, rest your forehead on top of the fists, or you can go straight down, flat on the ground. Go ahead. Just here, notice how the head down makes it an expression of humbleness and surrender. One more breath. Reach out a little bit further. Good. Walk the hands back now. Dharmasana. Sit mostly on your left side. Allow the right leg to relax and pull the left foot out a little bit more. So pull the knee back a little bit as well, so that the foot, from the center of the chest down to the middle of the foot, a straight line. So you want to bring your body forward so your center of the chest comes over the middle of the foot, and see if you can bring the elbow and press it against the foot. Right hand pushes into the left. Inhale. Pull the body up out of the hips. Roll the right thigh inwards. Exhale. Roll the right shoulder back. If you can't get the elbow in front of the foot, bring it in front of the shin somewhere. If you're more flexible, however, you can try to get your shoulder in front of the foot. And you continue to press against the foot as you rotate your chest up, but your right thigh is moving down and in. Lose yourself in the sensations. All right. Come out of the pose. Press into your hands and send the knees back together. Come back into child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Glide forward into your cobra. Roll upwards, coil, uncoil. Take the head back towards the seat. Roll over over the toes, back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Soften through the heart again, in every sense of the word. Mentally, physically, and emotionally as well. Vasisthasana. Moving the left hand towards the right, spin your toes towards the long edge of the mat, and come up. Keep your hips high, your hips forward. If you need to, however, you lower down on the shin if it's too much, or you come down on the forearm if it's too much for your wrist. Other variations, you can just slide your right toes back, plant the toes down, so your hips and your chest face up. Lose yourself in the sensations, watch the body moving gracefully. Now return, keep pushing into your left hand and left foot. Really push into the ground and take it back into downward facing dog. Now we have to go to the other side. Take a moment if you like to just picture yourself moving into the pose with ease and steadiness, and then execute. Right hand moves towards the left, spin your toes towards the long edge of the mat, and come up. Hips are high. Like you're doing a sideways downward dog. If you want to take it further, slip the left toes back, push the base of the toes down, open up to the sky, hips and chest. Keep strong through the right arm, make sure you're not collapsing to the shoulder, keep the arm fully extended. To return, keep your hips high, smear the right hand and the right foot, pivot on your hand and foot to come back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Lower the forearms down onto the ground. Lift up the heels, walk your feet towards the elbows as far as you can. And now, just pulse up and down, lift up off your heels. See if you can come right onto your tippy toes. You can bend your knees if you need to. And use your knees to push into your belly so your hips come further forward over the shoulders and the elbows. If you're more flexible, try to keep your legs straight. Try to get your legs right against the body. And bring your head through so the back of the head's in front of the arms. Towards your legs. Lower the heels down, walk the feet back, and make your way back into downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to move the right foot forward between the hands. Back knee comes down, flatten out the toes. Inhale, come up, exhale, sink down again, heavy through the seat. Just curl the tail under and lift the chest up, away from the hips. Hands the front knee, drop your head back, shoulders relax, and go back as well. If you want, fingertips beside your hips if your hips are low to the ground. Bring the left foot up. If you're very flexible, maybe your head will rest on the foot. And if you have the balance, bring your arms up. Left leg comes back down. Raise your arms up, pull the torso out of the hips. Rock the shoulders back and forth, up and down. See if you can get the arms behind the ears. Keep the arms straight. If your arms are bent, it will shorten the body and allow the body, it will just cause the body to just drop back into the hips. So keep the arms long to keep the extension. Keep the intention of creating length and space. Kapiyasana, crescent moon. Lead the heart to come back up. Press into the front leg and come up. Right. Sukha Virabhadrasana, easy warrior 2. Full extension and then come down. Right hand to the ground, left arm up. Stay there if you like, or go into your variations. Taking a half bind or full bind. Move mindfully into the pose. The more you practice, the more you develop the tricks that allow you to find the ease in the poses. So keep on practicing, keep a constant practice every day. Release, come back up into easy warrior 2. And then turn towards the front, bend the toes under on the right foot, left arm up. Take a dive to the outside of the leg. Right hand over the left, pressing into the left. And as you push down, right hand to the left, raise the body up. So the center of the chest comes behind the thumbs, and then start to work the rotation a little bit more. Advanced practitioners, go into your bind if you like. Pull the right hip back, the head forward, and keep rolling the shoulder back. If you need a modification, if none of these are accessible, stay upright. Left hand on the outside of the knee, right hand pushing into the seat and pressing down at the same time. Lift through the chest and just turn towards the right. So always find the pose that allows you to find steadiness and ease in the pose. But continue to work the body and continue to just find your comfortable edge and extend it with practice. Getting ready to come out of the pose, but one more breath. Pull the right hip back, head forward, exhale. Go a little bit deeper, chest facing up. And then release. Come back into Easy Warrior 2. Flatten up the back foot and then drop the seat forward. All the way down so the seat's close to the heel. And then slide your left hand back towards the foot, right arm overhead. Try not to wrinkle either side of this body. Stay long. Coming back into Easy Warrior 2. Good. So again, turn around for Kuntasana, the spear pose. If you can, just rest your arm on your front leg, keep your seat low, and bring the back foot up. So just do, according to your condition, just fold your foot back there if you can get it up. If you can, you bring the foot in towards the seat, just alongside the hip and in front a little bit. So the knee has to be a little bit further forward. And if you can hold the foot down, the left hand reach across with the right hand, take its place, extend the left arm out. Other variations, if you're very flexible and able, just you have to push the foot, tuck it underneath the ribs, and then open it up. Break the pose, release the foot gently down. Turn forward, bend the toes under, lizard pose. So do it facing forward. So you don't want to have the knee dropping out to the side. If this happens, you move your foot out so the foot is in the same line as the knee, and you just rock back and forth. If your shoulder happens to come down lower than the knee, left forearm down, and then maybe the right forearm. And then press back to the left heel one last time. Lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. Continue to draw the chest forward, extend the toes back, and just come towards the ground. Now lizard doesn't blink. So it doesn't have eyelids, but that's beside the point. Just try to imitate the lizard to the fullest extent. Fix your gaze, remove the distractions so that you can quiet the mind. Press into the hands, come back up. Ardha Hanumanasana. Pull the hips back, over the back knee, lift the toes. Inhale, reset the shoulders. Exhale, bow to the leg. Good. Now again, be mindful of your restrictions and very tightness. So just move according to your ability. Just soften with each passing breath. Bring your attention to all those areas where you need to find release, where you want to find release. That's where the energy will go. One more breath. Reach the hips back. Move the chest forward. Exhale. Melt the body onto the leg. Press and hands come back up halfway. Move hips forward a little bit. Heel toe the right foot in, coming into pigeon. Okay. Hands beside the hips, make sure the hips are even with one another. Extend the left toes back. Inhale, telescope the chest up out of the hips. Get tall and straight. And keep anchoring down through the right side of the seat as you move forward into prone pigeon. Take whichever variation you like. Stay higher if you need to, or if you can, come down low. You want to have both sides of the hips even as possible. So each breath, get longer. Each exhale, get heavier. And slide your hands back towards the body. Dharmasana. So just rest mostly on the right side of the seat. Bring the foot out so that the leg is more than 90 degrees. The back leg relaxes, and then center the chest over the middle of the foot. Pull the chest forward and so you can press your elbow against the sole of the foot. Bring your hands together and then work at trying to get, again, your shoulder, left shoulder move back. Keep the right side of the body from getting all wrinkled up. So press against the elbow, roll the left thigh in, and move the right shoulder, left shoulder back. Left thigh in. Did I say left thigh? Left thigh in, left shoulder back. Very flexible again. Try to get, you move your knee back a little bit further. Try to get your shoulder behind the knee, and then work the pose from here. Don't go to the place of pain. Remember, this is an offering, so this is not what you want to offer up to anybody. One more breath. Roll the left thigh down or in. Roll the left shoulder back as much as you can, and then release at the end. Exhale. Come back up, hands down, and then slide your right foot back. Knees together, child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Creep forward into your cobra. Just picture your cobra in your mind. Try to have your hips over, the shoulders over the hips. Come onto your fingertips. Move them right beside your hips if you can. Press into your fingertips. If you press hard, you'll be able to get more height. Separate your legs. Bring the feet up. Imagine you're squeezing socks behind your knees. Picture the feet coming towards the head. Perhaps one day you surprise yourself. Your toes might find the head. If they do, you can lower the heels, your palms back down. Break the pose. Bring the legs back down. Move all the way back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Once again, Vasisthasana on the left hand, left foot first. Move into any variation you like. Try the same one if you like, or work on different ones. Get creative. Just picture in your mind what you want to do and just make the shape with your body. Lots of different things. You can even come into wild thing like we did before. Spin on your left hand and come into Urdhva Dhanurasana if you have the ability to do so. Move according to your condition. Remember to come back, smear your left hand into the mat again, keep your hips high, and then return gracefully back into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here, exhale, soften, go to the other side. Right hand now moves to the left. Spin your toes. If you're taking one leg up off the ground, you want to make sure that the base of the big toe on the right foot is grounded. If you're on the edge of the foot, it drops down everything, makes everything feel heavy, and then it's harder to sustain a pose. So press your toes down, lift your hips, and then it becomes a little bit easier. Okay? Now return. Keep your hips high, really press into the right hand, Return to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift up your heels. Bend the knees. So here you have the option of doing a few little hops. Press into your hands. Externally rotate the arms to the eyes, the elbows are facing up. Keep your chest with your thighs if you can. And then here you can either just pull, just spring forward. You don't have to leave, the feet don't have to leave the ground. Just come over to your shoulders or over the fingertips. Feeling a little bit more adventurous? Press into your hands and see if you can come up. So you want to leave your hips, keep your body compact, your legs with your body. And then you do this about 3 times. Okay, so try not to kick out. Keep your body together. Lead with your hips. From there, again, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. Next time we come forward, our feet come to our hands. You can spring forward, jump forward, or walk forward. Lower the seat above the line of the knees, Utkatasana. Bring your arms forward, your belly's on your thighs. Move your body back so you can see the whole front of your feet. Now charge lower body, keep it strong. Raise the body, upper body up. Close the eyes, settle into fierce determination to stay steadfast in the pose without changing the mindset. The mind stays completely calm no matter what the body is doing. Curl the tail under, bring the chest up a little bit, keep the thighs and the shins together. Press all the way up. Now here, bring the hands around, take them to the seat. Push down into the seat and in at the same time. I'd recommend to walk your feet out so that the toes are beyond the edge of the mat. Doing a standing back bend. So you're going to come forward, bend your knees if you like. So your knees come a little bit more over the toes, and you can get your body flatter and closer to the ground. Keep pulling down on this seat. Keep your hips forward. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Okay, and then if you like, you can slide your hands down. Press the hands into the backs of the knees, either below or above, on the thighs or on the shin, on the calves. Really push the heels, your palms into the mat, and then you'll have the steadiness. Keep your hips forward. If you're more flexible, walk all the way down, your hands, bring them onto the ankles or the heels. Okay, stay higher if you need to. To come back up, if your hands are on the legs, walk your hands back up the legs, onto the seat, press in and down into the seat, lead with the heart to come back up. Walk your feet back together, arms by the sides, standing tall, breathe in, breathe out. Good. So we'll do balance pose now, ballet pose. Standing on the left foot first. Anchor down through the left foot, spread the toes, press the toe pads, the base of the toes and the heel into the ground, the edges of the feet. Lift up the right leg, and you can either just hold the knee out to the side, depending on your flexibility, take your left arm out for balance, out to the side. If you can, you slide your hand down, take hold of the heel from the inside, and then see if you can extend the leg. Okay, and then just open it up, come up high. If you're very flexible, if you're a dancer or whatever, bring your foot in front. You can take hold of the foot with your left hand. Bring the leg up, sorry, I lost my balance there. Bring your leg up high, and then bring your arm out in front, okay? So bring the shoulder back. I'm not doing this very well today, I'm sorry, I apologize. Like bow and arrow. Okay. All right. All right. So stay there for a little bit longer. And then come come out of the pose. Bring the foot back and down. Take a moment, close the eyes. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Anything that came up in the pose, any negative emotions or thoughts, let them go so it doesn't disrupt your mind for the rest of the journey. So every experience has its finite time. Learn the lesson from it and just move on so you can continue to learn to the fullest extent. Let's try it on the other foot now. Right foot down, pressing into the ground. Lift the left knee up. Take the arm out to the side. Stay tall. Or move your hand down to the foot. Take the foot up. Try to point the toe. Lean a little bit away from the leg. But keep pressing down to the inner edge of the foot. Try to get your fingers and the toes on the same line. Again, if you want to try the bow and arrow, bring the foot in front. Bring the foot up high. You're taking hold of the front of the outer edge of the foot. From the front, bring the leg up, and then left arm moves out. Okay? I'm not having the balance today. Let's try that again. Okay, so looks like this in the final pose. Bring the toes up. All right. A little bit longer of a hold. The longer you stay in the pose, the more you eventually surrender to it and tap into the consciousness of the pose. And come out, bring the foot back and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember, no matter what happens in a pose, keep your mind from judging. Just do your best. Come down into a squat, bring the hands in front of the chest. Heels your palms together and right between the elbows. Shoulders back. Good. From here, we're going to move the left hand out towards beyond the left foot. Right arm up. Right shoulder moves back, roll the tail under so the lower backs. The body stays long. Now from here you can stay here. Keep pressing the back shoulder against the knee. If you want, you move your left shoulder in, lift the seat just as much as you need to. Keep your shoulder again close to the knee so you can take almost the whole arm underneath the leg. Right hand goes over the back and take the bind again and then lift the seat up. So it's just an extension of what we did before in Sukha Trikonasana, the bound Sukha Trikonasana, head down. If you want, you look towards your left foot, shift your weight into your left foot and see if you can lift your right heel up off the ground. And maybe you can take your foot completely off the ground. Then you can extend the leg for bound Ardha Chandrasana. So keep your head low to the ground, keep the inner edge of the foot grounded, and just see if you can just hot potato. Take your weight into your left foot, okay? Coming back down into squatting pose. Go to the other side. Right hand slips beyond the right foot, left arm up. Feel free to stay here. Curl the tail under and just try to bring the left arm as much as possible back. Or go into a bind. Move the shoulder in, lift the seat again, don't go all the way up. Keep it low so you can get the whole arm underneath the leg, then it makes it easier to take a bind. Again, your hands are beside the seat and not over the seat. Okay, just beside the seat, against the thigh. Lift the left hip up. Try to get the left leg straight. If you can't get the right leg straight, that's okay, but eventually you'll be able to perhaps. Just keep practicing. If you want, again, look beyond your right toes. Shift your weight forward. Make sure the inner edge of the foot is planted down firmly, and see if you can lift your left heel up off the ground. Maybe take the foot up. Eventually you want to work on getting the leg extended in Aluchandrasana. Okay, so you bring your leg up. Remember, you can just try to take hot potato. Let's break the pose. Come back down into the squat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower down onto seat. Lie on your back for a moment. Legs extended. Breathe in. Exhale. Remove all fatigue. Imagine you're fainting. Just recharge the body through these moments in between. Arms up over the head, extend and sit up. Okay. So we're going to keep your legs extended, lift up the left foot, and just roll it in circles in the hip joint. Now if you can, you place a foot across the right thigh. You take hold of the back of the knee and pull it in towards the body. You can have your foot floating in front of the knee, raise it up. If you can, you bring your foot right into your hip crease for lotus. And you can either again take hold of the back of the knee, press the left arm against the leg in front, or if you had the flexibility, take hold of the foot and pull the foot up towards the head. Press the heel deeply into the right hip crease. Keep the back straight. Try not to round the back or slouch. Keep the body upright. And this is always an option. Heel at the same height as the knee. Okay. Keep your chest against the front thigh as much as possible, the right thigh. And now, if you can do a lotus, you know you can, slip the foot in front of the left knee and tuck it into your left hip so you complete the lotus. Don't force the knee. If that doesn't happen, you just, if you can keep the left foot in lotus, if it's in lotus, you can either bring the right foot and just bring it across the knee, or if you can't get the legs in lotus at all, it's okay. You bring heel in front of the root, left heel and the right toes come across. Now if you want to take a bind, your right foot is over and top, you reach towards the right, take the arm around the back, and then see if you can find the foot. Use the other hand to guide the hand to the foot, or hold on to your shirt, or press your hand into your thigh if your foot's not in lotus. Left hand to the outside of the right knee, inhale, lift to the chest, exhale, turn towards the right. Start the twist at the hips, and feel sort of like a helical action going up through the body. Eventually, it moves into the shoulders, and the shoulders go around as well. Move mindfully into the poses. Inhale, lift the body up out of the hips. Exhale, keep pressing against the thighs, the legs, and turn a little bit more. Coming back to face forward, release the legs, shake them out. Now take the right foot into your hand and just circle the leg around. Okay. Be unjudging again of what you can or cannot do. Have no expectations of what you should be able to do. Just keep offering the best effort possible and keep up with the practice. One day the body might just obey. So now we're going to bring either leg across the leg and then bring your knee in and hug the leg to the body. Hold the back of the knee and either hold the heel straight out or extend the leg. If you can, you bring your right foot right into hip crease for lotus, and you again draw the knee close to the body. If you take the foot, you take the foot and you bring the foot Up. Extend the leg fully. Try to keep the back straight and upright. Keep pressing the right heel down into the left hip crease. Rebend the leg. If there's no resistance, if you already know you can do lotus, bring the foot in front of the right knee and slip it into the right hip crease. Or take any of the modifications. If you can get if the right foot does happen to be able to come into lotus, you bring the left toes in front, or you just cross your, bring your right heel to the, right heel to the root and left toes across. Look towards the left, bring your belly on top of the left thigh. And even if you can't get your hand to the foot, you press the hand into the thigh, or simply take your hand right behind the back and support your back from behind. Lift up through the chest, exhale, turn to the left. Keep twisting from the hips all the way up to the body until the twist comes, eventually turn to shoulders as well. Use the left hand to support from behind, push into lower back, keep it lifted. Going back to face forward, release the legs, shake them out. Doing headstands now, versions. If you already know how to get into headstand, go ahead. I'll demonstrate a few options. Some people like the tripod one. If you'd like the tripod one, try to come onto your fingertips. You have lots of power in the fingertips, so they are to your advantage if you can press your fingertips down. Bend the legs so your heels close to the seat and push out through the base of the toes. Flex your feet and then just toe tap lightly. Hot potato, don't go fast. If you go fast, you might send your body right over to the other side. Okay, so stay nice and steady. If you have the sameness, keep trying to peel one finger up off the time. Most of the weight is on the head. And concentrate all your attention on those anchor points. Maybe eventually it's just on the fingernail of one finger on each hand. So you can try for those of you who want something a little bit less, a little bit easier. You have your hands down and then rest just underneath the knees against the elbows. Push into your hands and see if you can get one foot up. Dance from toe to toe. Eventually maybe get both toes up. Once you get comfortable, move your knees closer in towards the shoulders, and maybe even take your knees up off the ground. Again, you can split your legs, do it slowly again. One leg in front, one leg in back to keep you in balance. Push up through the base of the toes. If you need something even less so, forehead to the ground, lift up the seat, and take hold of the heels. If you're still in headstand, stay in headstand. Work on steadiness. Keep the mind completely still. Bring the focus to the space between the eyebrows. Now we're going to slowly come out of the pose with control. Start to make your way down. Rest in child's pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Roll your way up, find your way onto your back. Once again, take a recharging breath. Breathe in through the skin. Breathe out all fatigue. Feel it drop out of the body. Once again, breathe in. Exhale, go limp. Relax. Arms by sides of the body, legs together, Shavangasana, shoulders stand. So press into the arms, lift your legs up. If you need to, bend your knees first, and then push your feet up to straighten the legs. And push into the arms, lift your seat up off the ground, lower it down. Do it about 3 times, each time coming up higher. Come down slowly, so no big, heavy, fast landings. 1 more time. By the 3rd time, you should be pretty much almost a whole back up off the mat. You're just on the shoulders. And then come back down. If that was all good, come into supported shoulder stand now. Lift the hips up, bring your hands to the back. Try to get your elbows so they're behind the body. Press the hips forward. And then bring your hands closer to the upper back so that you can get your legs straight, your toes over the chin. If this is too much, you can do bridge pose, which is a good approximation. You bring your heels close to the seat, lift up your hips, walk your shoulders underneath, and just try to get your chest as high as you can, right against the chin. This is about the same pose. Okay. If you want to experiment, you can bring your hands, let's get your hips, lift up your heels and get your hands on your hips. Bring one leg up, keep pressing, seat into your hips, and then bring the other leg up. And keep your legs tucked, knees close to the chest. And hips over the shoulders. Keep your focus on the space between your eyebrows. Halasana. So then your feet come to the ground beyond your head. Hips over the shoulders. Still walk your feet as far away from the head as possible to get the maximum back stretch. If your feet can come to the ground, take your hands on the ground behind the back. Keep your head straight, don't turn the head. If you want, you can drop your thighs against the body so the knees are coming beside the ears. Withdraw further from the senses by closing off the ears with your knees. Starting ready to come out of the pose. Arms behind the back on the ground. Keep your legs close to the body as the back comes down. Once the seat is on the ground, keep lowering the legs, but don't go all the way down. Stop when your legs are about a 45-degree angle. So halfway down. And then from here, press the elbows into the mat, squeeze them beside the rib basket, and then push into the elbows so your chest, your upper body comes up. Keep your chest up, but bring the head back and the top of the head down. So then lower your legs a little bit more, halfway down from there. And if you want, you can release your arms in front of your legs, parallel to the legs with the hands together, flying fish. And then breathe very fast through the nose like you're panting. If it's too much, bring your legs down, but keep going otherwise. Lower the legs down. Press your arms into the mat so you can release the head and again rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Bring the feet close to the seat. Edges of the feet in line with the hips. Press the fingertips on either side. Just watch me if you're not sure what to do. And then the elbows are facing up. If you're having lots of shoulder limitations, just work on trying to get your elbows as far back so you're trying to get into the ground behind you. Otherwise, you can take your lift your seat up off the ground, press into the fingertips and slide your head back towards the feet, land on the top of the head. Turn your hands around at this point, fingers facing towards the toes but slightly outwards as well. You can stay with your head on the ground, or if you feel comfortable, push into your hands, lift your head up, try to straighten your arms, lift your heels, and work the pose. So get Nice extension. If you're more advanced and want to try the variations, go ahead. Try to walk your feet closer to your hands closer to the feet, for instance. Practice drop backs, flip from one side to the other. So do whatever you like. Move according to your practice abilities. Try to hold a little bit longer. Span through the chest. Straighten the arms and legs as much as you can. Then when you're ready to come down, walk your hands out a little bit more. And then come down again. Ease your way down so you don't fall down aggressively. And then extend your legs, extend the arms, breathe in. Breathe out, imagine you're fainting. Slide your left foot in if you like. So foot's flat on the ground, your knees pointing up. Bring the right leg up, take hold of the ankle. And just rest your knee on the right shoulder or close to the right shoulder and pull on the leg a little bit. Try to get closer to the head. If you can, you extend your left leg flat. If you're very flexible, you can see if you can bring your foot down right beside your ear, your right ear. Next, bend your knee, half happy baby pose. So your heel is over the knee, and then you just lower the knee down so the thigh comes down towards the ground just beside the body underneath the arm. If you can bring your right shoulder in front of the leg, the right leg, and press down with the back of the shoulder into the back of the leg. Just try to bring your shoulder up a little bit more so you get your knee up higher. Imagine trying to get your knee higher than the shoulder. Eventually, you'll be able to lift your head up, and if you have your leg very, if your knee's higher than the shoulder, you'll be able to tug on the foot, bring your head up, and just bring your foot behind the head. Slide your left foot in a little bit, but sometimes helps. Again, these are all options. Don't have to do. Go to the full extent, go to the extent that you can. Okay? Do your best. Alright, come out of that pose. Right leg comes down, and then change legs. Start with your right foot in, flat on the mat. Take hold of the left ankle and pull the leg towards the head. Straighten out the right leg if you like. More flexible. Try not to shorten the left side of the body too much. Keep the left hip down, but see if you can get your left foot to the ground beside your head. Practice according to your condition. Remember, no one's watching you, no one's judging you. It's the benefit of sometimes doing it at home. You don't feel the pressure of trying to compete with others. And then come into half happy baby pose. If you want, again, take your left shoulder and use the weight of the back of the shoulder to press into the leg, push up into the back of the knee, and to the back of the calf, the back of the leg, the lower leg. And then if you can, you lift your head up, slide the right foot in if you need to, and just pull the foot over to the right, tuck your chin in. You might be able to get your foot behind the head. Can't, don't force it. Just do what is accessible to you, where you still find the edge. Okay, stay in half happy baby pose. It's always an option. Now release the leg. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now twist. Bring your knees up to reverse table, upside down table. Your knees over the hips. And just bounce your hips over to the left a little bit more. Arms out to the side. Drop both knees over to the right. Try to roll the thighs outwards. Try to imagine trying to get the seat to come right to the front end of the mat. To touch the front edge of the mat. Keep the backs of the shoulders down so the chest is flat. Curl the tail under, feel length through the back body. Keep on pressing the sit bones towards front end of the mat. Come back to center. Shift over to the side. Bring your hips a few inches to the right first before you drop your legs over to the left. Arms fully extended. Push the seat towards front end of the mat. And release, come into Shavasana. So when you're in Shavasana, take your feet a little bit further away from another. Separate by about the width of the mat or more. Feet fall outwards. The arms come a little bit close to the body, halfway, beyond the edges of the mat still. Palms are facing up. Like making a gesture receiving. And then just allow everything to just sink heavily. Imagine the front of the body just caving in as well. Everything just sinks heavily, like lead. Imagine that you're just sinking into bed of clouds. Everything softening, the joints completely loosen and active. Legs, arms, trunk, and head, heavy as can be. I encourage you to take this time to drink up the benefits of this very important pose, practice, relaxation. For that's where you find the most relief from the toxin, release of the toxins and impurities. So it's an important one not to skip. Try to take at least a few moments to allow everything to relax completely. Be receptive to all the benefits of the practice that are coming in towards, that are coming into you from all around. This is where it happens. Slowly bring the awareness back to this space. Become aware once again of the breath. Gradually feeling the body awaken. The fingers, the toes, arms and the limbs. The trunk of the body, the head, the face. The vital forces that animate the body. And in the most gentlest, reverent, and mindful way possible, make your way back from Shavasana and into a seated meditation pose. Move in a way that does not take away from any of the serenity that we created. Move with quietness. So now sit tall and supremely still and upright. Shoulders over the hips, heart lifted. Mantra for unification. It's a meditation combined with a breathing exercise. Take your hands on the knees, palms open. So the mantra is hum sa so hum. So on the first syllable hum, you bring your fingertips in. The fingertips touch the thumbs. Exhale, open them back up on the sa. Or alternatively, so inhale, hum, float them back out. So it's about 5 seconds, 5 counts to bring the fingers in, equal 5 counts to come back to the open position. And all the while, you're thinking about the meaning of the mantra, which is, I am you, you are me, I am that I am. And it's meant to establish a deeper connection with the divine essence that resides within, with God, with all beings as a result. So just surrender to the idea of surrendering to God, surrendering yourself, and just feeling connection with all beings. I'll do it out loud and you do it mentally in your mind. So you can watch me for the time being first until you get the hang of it, and then you can close your eyes and just lose yourself in the meditation. Hum, sa, so, hum, so, hum, sa, so, hum, sa, so, sa, so, so, through the observance of the ethical rules, first and foremost, compassion, And through constant practice of this observance and of the daily practice, that helps us to cultivate compassion, that helps us to eventually feel unconditional love towards all beings. So keep that intention firmly ingrained in the heart. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. This concludes our practice. Thank you very much for coming. Namaste. Have a wonderful day and weekend, everybody.